Continuing coverage of Ball State football here on Ball State All Access and BallStateSports.com. We announced last week some staff changes here to the Ball State football program, and one of them is that running backs coach and special teams coordinator Justin Lustig is now assistant head coach. So congratulations on the new job title.
Yeah, thanks, Joel. I'm real excited to add some extra responsibilities, and real appreciative of Coach and what he's kind of allowed me to do, and kind of given me some extra responsibilities and helping me push my career along.
What does it mean, assistant head coach?
Yeah, obviously it's a little bit of a title, but I think what it ultimately means is just a guy that Coach can go to for any kind of extra work, take a little bit off of his plate. So whether that's some paperwork, whether that's helping hire a graduate assistant, whether it's being his eyes when he's not around, whatever it is, looking forward to helping.
How's it kicked in already? I mean, we've known about it for a couple of days, but I imagine it's been in the works. So how has Coach Lembo eased you into this spot?
Sure. There's been a couple things I think are a little bit different so far. We recently interviewed for a position on the offensive side of the ball, and in the past I may have not been involved in that quite a bit, and I think I've been involved in that a little bit more than usual.
Did he go with your selection?
It was a group decision. As well as there's a graduate assistant position that I'm helping spearhead. So those are two things that kind of stick out right now.
What does this do for a coach, progression of a coach, to not just be an assistant coach, but to be an assistant head coach when, as much as we'd love to have you here for the duration of your coaching career,
sure,
not realistic, right, at some point down the line, this kind of responsibility does what for you? Yeah,
well, I think, in the special teams world, a lot of special teams coaches complain about this, and what that is you get stuck in special teams a little bit. It's hard to become a head coach as a special teams coordinator, and it's also hard to become an offense or defensive coordinator as a special teams coordinator because there's so few of us that are really interested and involved in special teams that a lot of times the head coach doesn't want to pull you away from special teams to maybe get you on an offense or defensive coordinator track because maybe you're valuable in what you do there. So logically, kind of the next step, if you're not going to be an offense or defensive coordinator, is the assistant head coach title and getting some of those responsibilities. And I think that's the step, before being a head coach.
It's interesting because special teams, you have your hands in everything. So you would almost think logically that would be the right step.
Right.
The other thing, too, is that Coach Lembo loves special teams and has such a dedication to it. Right. So it's almost a perfect fit that way.
Yeah, it is. And, I think the special teams really helps you develop in terms of a head coach in a lot of different ways. But the two that kind of stick out, one is you're in front of the room, you're in front of the team more than anybody else other than the head coach. My meetings, our special teams meetings that I'm running, the whole team's in there, whereas with the running backs, it's a group of 6 or 7 guys or maybe some of the other position groups. So, that's one thing. And then the other thing is just roster management, when you're coaching special teams, I'm using the entire team. So I got to be aware of who's a starter and who's a backup and who's playing a lot on defense, who's playing a lot on offense. Do we have to save this guy? Do we have to use this guy maybe a little bit more? So those are two things that stick out.
How common is an assistant head coach? We hadn't had one here with Coach Lembo here. How much do you see them across the country?
Yeah, I think it's more and more so. It's hard to tell. It's not like go online and searching all those things. But
now that I am one, I must
right,
find all the others.
Right. So I think it's different from program to program, depending on how the head coach runs his organization, his group.
Justin, appreciate the time. Best of luck in this new venture for you, and we'll see a lot more of you, I guess, as we head toward the fall.
Hey, thanks a lot, Joel. Appreciate it.
Justin Lustig, the new assistant head coach for the Ball State Cardinals, special teams coordinator, running backs coach too. No drop-off in this room. Continuing coverage of Ball State football on Ball State All Access and BallStateSports.com.